Okay, today's project is going to be replacing this coupler. As you can see, it is broken. Somewhere under me, and it snapped the lever off that actuates the piece that holds it onto the ball in the truck. And these are welded on. So that's going to be cut off with my favorite tool in the world to cut off the metal. And don't know if you can see it very well. Yeah. But you can see it's also welded underneath. It really stinks because there's really no way to get a cutoff wheel up in there. So we're going to improvise. You'll see that a little bit later when we improvise it. Let's see what we're doing. I don't have a welder, so we're going to be bolting the new piece on. This is the new piece here, bought from Harbor Freight. It has two holes up top, which I'm assuming are for some type of like a plug weld there, and it's supposed to be welded on the same fashion this one is. However, I don't have a welder, and I don't trust my welding skills anyway to be holding this much weight, so I'm going to put two 5/8" bolts on each side through the trailer frame and attach it that way, and then we'll see what happens. Now we're going to be using a 4.5" cutoff wheel to cut this off. And anytime you're doing this, at a minimum, you're going to want to wear safety glasses, gloves, and long sleeves. As much protective equipment as you can afford. When these wheels explode, it's violent. You don't want to be on the receiving end of that. The next thing we're going to need to do is get everything that's in our way out of our way. So I'm going to remove safety chains, this bungee cord, that's my makeshift battery tie down. Let's get everything that could be in the way, get it out of the way. Everything that could be in the way, we want that out of our way. So now we can get started to clean surface and start grinding. Alright, it's been a small change of plans here. That cutoff wheel just was not getting deep enough on these welds. I mean, it's a 4.5" disc, but there's welds all the way around here, all the way throughout the bottom. Underneath here, I'm going to try something a little different, a little outside the box approach here. Actually cut the front off in front of the rails, trim these, like where it pokes out here, trim that off, and see if I can't actually slide the new one on top of this one. This is still firmly attached, and I'll just be drilling through both to attach it, or at least if I get this off, I may have enough room to get in here and work somehow, because that cutoff wheel is just not doing it. I mean, I've been at it for 30 minutes here, and it's not quite getting deep enough into the weld. That weld really penetrated all the way through without, and I don't want to damage the rails of the trailer, so gonna try to sawzall this front piece off here and then see what we have. It's all gonna come off anyway, so one way or another we'll get it done. Okay, so we got the front piece. Cut this off with a sawzall, just the actual coupler part itself, and mainly what I wanted to do there then was see what was going on with these welds, see how deep they were, and how much trouble it's gonna be to cut off. Slipping the new coupler over does not work. I mean, it will work and it won't. It'll probably work, but I don't want to be driving on the road at 60 miles an hour like that all gobbled up on there. So next plan of action would be to, I'm going to cut here down this line and kind of bend this back and hopefully be able to break this weld off. Do the same thing on both sides and then do it going this way on the top and just kind of snap it off, because I've already cut through both of these welds back here. They weren't that bad. It's these side ones really that are a real booger. So we'll see how that goes. Plan C. Okay, here's what we got so far. This is actually working out. We got hot. This piece here came off of here. I cut this off. I was able just to kind of break it off there, and then I'm bending this piece out with a 2.5 pound hammer, kind of like a crowfoot bar. I think I got it bent out enough that I can get a sawzall blade and cut that weld off pretty clean, and then just repeat the process over here on this side. Then it should be as simple as grinding this off, grinding this top piece, or just cutting the triangle piece out, and moving on from there. Okay, so far I've gotten the old hitch cut off, with the old tongue rather, and this is where we're at now. Got this hammer holding it down for me. I was gonna do 4 bolts from the side. Let's try to do one here, one about here. Alright, got one hole drilled, 1 bolt in. I just kind of bolted it on kind of loose there, just hand tight. We got. I'm going to move on to this hole somewhere in here, and then we'll do the other 2 on the other side. Okay, we got the bolts ran in, finger tight. That's on the back of there. Also, I'm installing this new a new jack. I didn't have one there previously, so I'd use a 4 jack to jack it up. But we're gonna put this jack on there. So we're gonna leave it where it is for the time being and tighten up these 4 bolts. Kind of go around in a crisscross pattern and tighten them up so we're not just doing one side at a time in case it wants to kind of pull the rails together. Alright, it's a pretty large heavy duty bolts, so I've really torqued them down good. I feel this is as good as welded, if maybe even better. I trust the bolts when I do the welds, but that's it. Now we'll install the trailer jack on top of it. Alright, so now we're going to install the trailer jack, and it just drops in through 2 holes. And you can see it has 3 slotted holes that line up with threaded holes in the tongue here. Alright, it's all installed, my chain's back on, ready to drop this joker down and see how it works.
Perfect.